Good morning, good morning. Happy Tuesday. I pray that today that you realize that your mistakes or your bad decisions don't determine who you are. They won't determine where you go. And that as you surrender to God, that He will restore and He will keep you. During just thinking, reflecting, praying, and all these other things, I was thinking more about the story of David in the book of 2 Samuel. And I realized when Absalom tried to overthrow King David, for a season he was successful because David ended up running. He ended up in Lodabar. And that's where he found refuge. But that's not what I want to talk about. However, sometimes we make decisions, we make mistakes, and we go through a season of correction. And just because you are corrected and you don't like that season is developing things in you. And you are able to be restored. David asked God, if it's in your will that I be back on the throne. And Jesus answered that. God answered that He would be back on the throne. Yes, He wasn't the king He was before, when He was on the throne the first time. But He realized that God's grace is sovereign. And despite the bad decision that He made with Bathsheba and Uriah, God was able to keep him and cover him. So I want you to begin to allow God to correct you so He can restore you where you belong. And for you to realize that it's not your skills, your talents that got you there. It was Jesus Himself that brought you there. Sometimes we can be in places so long that we forget how we got there. We forget that God is there. And I'm not saying that David ever forgot God. But when he got lazy, and when he decided to do things because it was pleasurable to his flesh or to validate him where he felt invalidated, he ended up sinning. I want you to know, if you do not find your full identity and validation in God, it will cause you to make mistakes. But even if you make mistakes, or when you make mistakes, God is able to restore if you allow Him to. So go through the hard season. Allow God to do the hard things because it's going to be worth it. And you will be able to be a testimony of what it says in Romans 8:28, that all things work together for those who are called according to the purpose of God. That all things, even the bad things, even the different things, God is able. And He too will still continue to pull you out of Lodabar, a place that is forgotten. He hasn't forgotten you if you're being corrected. He hasn't forgotten you if He sat you down for a season. He hasn't forgotten you. He's coming to get you, and He's going to restore you to your right place. Have a great day.